Hello everyone, I'm Andrew Can, and if I can, you can too. Today we're going to be discussing where do our subscribers come from? A lot of times people are like, I know what built my channel, it was this video! But then when we look at the metrics that everyone kind of cares about, sorry if you heard a little bit of echo, we tend to find that it's usually not where you think your subscribers came from, where they came from. A lot of times when I look, it isn't always that case. So I want to show you one, where your subscribers came from, two, where you can see it, but using my channel as the example, and three, where to go from with this knowledge. I also wanted to say welcome to Beauty Bubble, welcome to IG with Steve. Thank you, Ryan A. Raymond, for the $2 super chat, coming in early, giving me a little sneak there. Didn't notice it, but I notice it now. Welcome, Duty Ron. I'm really excited today because this is a topic that I know a lot of people feel they know where their channel was actually driven from, but we're going to be looking at a certain metric of data. The reason I'm choosing this metric of data is so that I can show you using, if you're a newer channel, don't worry, I'll cover this, but if you're an existing channel, I want to focus on 2019 so you can see where your most recent year growth has come from. Yes, it's not a full year, but we have at least 3 quarters, which is how most businesses operate, to see what has been driving your channel. Where have these subscribers come from? So, while people join in, I just wanted to say thank you. And of course, this stream, as always, partnered with TubeBuddy. I work for TubeBuddy. You can get TubeBuddy absolutely for free. TubeBuddy.com/can using the link in the description with Andrew's Buddy for an extra 25% off. I love TubeBuddy. It has helped me grow all my channels. I use it on every single channel I ever help with SEO. So if you want to do it, it is absolutely free to install. But I'm going to be pulling up my analytics. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to get there, but I'll already have it pulled up so you guys could see. So let's go ahead and transition over. As we transition over, you should be able to hear and see. I might need to zoom in a little bit more. All you have to do is from the TubeBuddy drop-down menu, go ahead, click here, click on Analytics. Just another way TubeBuddy right off the bat is saving you time. Love TubeBuddy. So with that, we're going to go to analytics, and I want to transition over because there are some things within the YouTube guidelines that I don't wish to break ever. So I want to make sure I'm not breaking them by accidentally showing one of the things they don't want us to show. So we're going to transition over now that I know we are fine, and we are going to be focusing on our channel analytics for the year of 2019. To do that, on YouTube, once you're in analytics, you go from dashboard to analytics. On overview, I want you to go here and select 2019. So the reason we're choosing 2019, as I said a little earlier, is so we know that we have enough data to be able to see what we need for this example. We're going to be, then I want you, once you choose 2019, to go ahead and click on subscribers here. If you do not have enough data, because trust me, I understand, things happen, you may not have a data, maybe you just started your channel, use as much data as you have access to. If you've only been around for a month, use that month's worth of data. If you've been around for a couple of years, use that. Again, use what you have available to you. This isn't to say one thing's right and one thing's wrong, just use what you got. So, that being said, if I go ahead and transition back, I want us to go ahead and click on See More. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't he just do all this if he has to share sensitive information? Once we click on that See More, it's because I didn't plan this 100%. I planned it to a point, but I always love that YouTube has a thing where if you want to show, you can't show one thing, which is how much you earn. I have no problems with it, but technically it's in their terms of service. So I always try to play fair to YouTube's rules. Good to see so many people joining us early, representing that Nimanati. If you came from there, let me know in that chat. So as we go to the stream, one thing I want to do is we're going to see subscribers. We have this selected, and this is going to be the column. So I'm going to transition over, and we're going to focus on where our subscribers are actually coming from. And I love this because, oh, no, there we go. 1 second. Transitioning back. All that for nothing. Because of this. Well, now you see. Gotta love when you try to do the right thing, but man, YouTube makes it hard. Well, future Andrew, have fun blurring that. Gosh. Future Andrew is going to be like, why, past Andrew? Why? Why did you do this? Again, it's one of those things where I get why YouTube has the stance. It's just annoying when you're trying to, you know. Is there? Oh, hide metric. I don't have to do it. Past Andrew, rejoice. Transition, now that we are back. Oh, the joys of going live, says Ryan A. Raymond. Absolutely. But luckily, they gave me a handy dandy way to hide it. So, the metric I actually want to focus on is right here, which is subscribers. And in fact, through the new YouTube studio, which I actually really enjoy, I can hide all these other metrics so we can focus on the thing that I think matters the most, which is where are our subscribers coming from? Of course, if you want to re-add these metrics, you just click that add button. This is apparently also a tutorial on how to go through beta. We're at 150%, but this is the reason I want to focus on the subscribers is because, as I said, a lot of people don't know. I may have broken that one before. Says Ryan A. Raymond. Trust me, I think a lot of people have. But it's one of those things, if I can accidentally not break it, if I know it and I try not to break it, I'll do my best. But it lets you know for the year of 2019, which is the focus of this stream. And if you're watching, of course, YouTube. Why? Use the beta. Use the beta. Trust me, it sometimes works. It sometimes works. Hello there, Neil. I'm trying, keyword is trying here, trying to follow their rules, trying to do what they ask us, but their own system is a little finicky. So with that, we are going to continue to do my best here and hopefully not play hot potato with my YouTube channel here, but YouTube is YouTube and they do YouTube things. So it's always good. Midnight Madness is why, this is why I ask, So hopefully nothing bad happens, but basically this gives you an idea of where your subscribers are actually coming from. So by looking here, I can see that, and I knew this, my biggest video driving me the most subscribers is how to get verified on YouTube. I explain how I got the verification badge. I'd say most of the people who came to my channel or look at my channel is the first video they watch. In fact, I know because I have the analytics data. But my second highest is how to install acoustic foam fast without damaging your wall, which is surprising to me because that video was a video I made because I was very interested in learning this, but I couldn't find a video that was just simple. It was a lot of just a conversation. They didn't get to the point, so I wanted to make that video, create the content you hope to see on the platform. Hello, Massive Coin, Roll Hunter, and Cooking K. So next is my Hero Hub help and YouTube strategy better content, which again, you can see how many subscribers this has driven for the year of 2019, and knowing this is super important because you need to know where your subscribers are coming from and what their expectations are. Because if you don't know what is driving subscribers to your channel, then you might be making the wrong content. Because a lot of times, and I see this with larger channels especially, 90% of their audience comes from one series of videos that they haven't made in years, but it's still driving them massive amounts of subscribers. So if you don't know where your subscribers are coming from, and the reason we chose this year in particular is so that we can see, having the data of 2019 at the time of this stream, where my subscribers are coming from. One, where they're coming from. Two, I would kneel, but let me just triple check, because YouTube is a mean lover, and what I mean by that is that there are rules we cannot break, but they don't make it easy not to break. And if you're watching this in the replay, it might be good just to see it again. Welcome, Tim Wood. Welcome, Ben's channel. Good to see you. So, with that, we're going to transition. You basically go to your analytics, Neil. So right here, go to overview, then click subscribers. Once you have subscribers clicked, so analytics, overview, then subscribers. Once you have subscribers clicked, you go to here, select 2019. Once you have done all of that, you go to see more, and then that's where we need to be. Now, I got to transition back because I don't want YouTube to think I'm breaking policy, which I'm not. Even if by accident, YouTube is a cruel mistress, like as I said. Welcome, Midnight Queen. Welcome, Duty Ron. I used to be confused about this, but I learned this from listening to you and Nick. Thank you. This has been valuable. Happy to help, genuinely. So now that I can transition back, to get to this metric, to get it the way it is, you click the three dots here, you click hide metric, And you can hide and only focus on subscribers. So that's really what I'm focusing on in my analytics. I just want to see where my subscribers have come from. Duty Ron, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. He says, Andrew, I learned so much from watching your videos. Thank you. No, thank you again for the opportunity to look at your channel, for you doing so much for our amazing country here in the United States. I greatly appreciate you, Duty Ron. And thank you for checking out my other videos. I saw you in my Premiere Rush video. It really did mean a lot. So, to the point of looking at our analytics for this data, we can see that our subscribers, we can see what videos have driven. And we can also see, if we scroll down far enough, what videos may have caused us to lose. So it's always good because some people will think, hey, this is what really built my channel. In reality, I'll look at it, and I see this happen so many times that what you think grew your channel, what actually grew your channel may not always be the same thing. Watch page only accounts for 62% of my subs, which is good info for you to know, Ryan A. Raymond. And again, it changes per person. Also, Ryan A. Raymond and Duty Ron, would you like me to check out your channel? Because, of course, super chats take priority when it comes to this. If you're watching the replay, we will get to the channel reviews later, but do not leave. All this data of what we were talking about with subscribers will come into account then. So if we transition back, the thing is, understanding that this video, for example, which was a video I'm very proud of, how to install acoustic foam without damaging your walls, it's driven 100 subscribers, which of these new subscribers, that's a pretty decent amount. Then the content, which is how to create better content, which goes into my filmmaking side, has driven subscribers. Then this tutorial on the cam link, which makes me really excited because it goes into me teaching streaming and what I've learned from it. And a lot of my videos are doing exactly what I want them to do, which is teaching people how to create better content through filmmaking and things like that. And then you can see my Nick Nimmin video drew 10 subscribers, YouTube milestone draws subscribers. My moving blanket video, which is newer, is driven 12. And you may be like, well, you've gained, this many subscribers, it's pretty low, but when you're a smaller channel or even starting off, it actually does matter a lot to know where your subscribers are coming from. And this one keeps getting more subs, and all of these audio-based videos gain me subs, and that's important. Like my Premiere Rush tutorial gained me 10. And again, when you're a smaller channel, that matters. Understanding this is really important because when you know where your subscribers are coming from, my content focus has been more on creating better content, making better videos. So seeing that those are still driving me subscribers gives me hope going into 2020, because we're about to be there, or into the next year, whenever you're watching this, that my content is resonating with the people I want it to resonate to. Now, if you have a video that has nothing to do with what you're doing on your channel, you're literally just, you made it, you wanted it out there, and all of a sudden it blew up, then it may make more sense, if you never plan to make another video about that, to maybe unlist it or private that video, because if you're building a channel and people subscribe, and I've seen some channels where they have 50,000 subscribers and 40,000 subscribers came from that one-off video. Well, then you've essentially built an audience around content you don't care about. And then you get upset because you see that large number. But the reality is you promised them one thing and they loved that one thing and they came for it. But you never planned to make your channel about that. And so when they come back, it becomes this thing of they had an expectation and then the expectation wasn't met. So by understanding where people are coming from, where they're subscribing to you from, it really does help. Now, I want a question for you watching now. What video on your channel, just give me the title, is driving the most subscribers? And then, second part of this, is that a video you want to be driving subscribers because you feel it represents what your channel is about? If no, this is where having these conversations about where you need to shift your content matters. And if you have a lot of videos you're proud of that aren't driving subscribers, then that's an opportunity for you to look at it and go, man, did I do my call to actions? Am I effective in giving people a reason to subscribe? Because what this also shows, like, people subscribe because they like what you're talking about in this. So for example, here, how I got verified, a lot of people liked the way I was presenting this information, so they subscribed. IG with Steve says, my action blocked on Instagram video is driving most views and subs. Student Tube says, I'm gaining 2 to 6 subs daily. Urban Explorer says, Van Tour. Neil, that's really good. Pete Rondu, I hopefully am pronouncing that correctly, says, would love a channel review today. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. You are added to the queue. Thank you. So as we transition back and we're getting these answers, I want to go ahead and add these people to the queue. Queue is now on the other stream. Do not worry. Go back to channel analytics and hope it doesn't break. And I like seeing this because I don't mind showing that, I knew this video was driving the most subs. This is my second highest performing video. It makes sense to drive the second highest amount of subs. But what shocked me is this is not anywhere near my second. This isn't my third highest performing. In fact, it's one of my lower performing comparatively, it's not getting as many views, but it is converting high. This video is one of my best performing videos, newer, and it's really doing well too. And you might be like, well, if you have 12,000 views on, I think I'm up to like 16,000 views on this. How are you only at 63 subscribers? And it goes to the point, not everyone who watches your content is going to subscribe, and that's okay. The thing is, when you look at your subscribe data, which I will show, only 10%, and YouTube has given us this data, on average, only 10% of your viewers come from subscribers. Yes, that does come from YouTube, maybe not pushing it out to all of them. I don't want to get into that discussion. I've had videos where I know it's been pushed out and I know it's been served, and I've still only got about 10% of my views from subscribers. Even on some of my highest performing videos that did really well off the gate, of those viewers, the highest I ever saw for myself was 20%. And I've seen similar data on other channels. Welcome, Magdalena Helen. Great to see you. So as we go through, and again, I am doing it this way, and I will show you how to get to all these metric points. It is just difficult when YouTube is YouTube. So this should be fine, he says, hopefully. So as you go here from analytics, you're going to click on audience, making sure you have 2019 if you have a channel with enough data. If you don't, choose as much data. If it's a month, choose the month. If it's a week, choose a week. Welcome, Reels to Gamer. I saw your comment on your previous video. Vigard says, hi, handsome. I didn't realize you and Neil were on such a great relationship. Vid Summit does wonders, folks. IG with Steve says, 0.7% of my views are subs. Send help. LOL. And so this is where you can find how many percentage of your views for this data point has come from subscribers. And again, this is really eye-opening to a lot of people. So once you are here, again, go to analytics, go to audience, choose 2019, and let's really break this down. So only about 9.4% of my watch time comes from subscribers. That's pretty close to average. I mean, it's actually a little low. 10% is the average, but we work towards it. Subscribers who turned on all notification, I'm 20%. I'm smack dab. I'm technically in the I'm in the higher end, middle of average. DIY Solar Homestead, thank you so much for the $7 super chat. He says, thanks for the awesome information. Thank you for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. DIY Solar Homestead, would you like a channel review? Please let me know. I have to ask because some people are like, no. So I always just want to make sure. Speaking of which, oh wow, I get 55.2% from subscribers. I was worried it was growing. And then you can break it down even more. You can see more metrics. DIY Solar Homestead says, I'm good. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do greatly appreciate it. Then you can break it down here to your top countries. So for me, it makes sense. United States, UK, India, Philippines, Canada, all make sense to me. Then we can see the age demographic. I really do well between 13 to 35. Well, technically 44, but I knew this. This isn't shocking to me. This has actually gone up. I was really high in the male. I was at 1.94% last year. So to be at 12.4 is growing in the better direction. And so again, you can see how many subscribers. You can also see spikes, right? So I'm pretty sure this is when that one video came up. If you look, before then, you can kind of get an idea. This graph is a little confusing, and one thing, I understand what YouTube is saying in this. Like, if you look over here, you may be like, what is it talking about? This is unique viewers. If we click on subscribers, and I'm going to transition because Lord knows I don't want. All right, didn't show any sensitive information. I don't have the sub percentage thing. So Neil, you might have such a new channel where it doesn't have enough data. And so that you are in that count where that happens. So if you look here by clicking on subscribers, you can see how many subscribers, which was your biggest thing. So these two videos, which were 35% Hero Hub, and then this one, which is Stop Creating for Everyone, you can see where things are happening. You can also see where YouTube has purged through the years. You can see my sub growth daily. I don't mind showing this. Some days are better than others. Some days are really good, like double 26s here. And then you have days where like this was a YouTube purge they did recently. I only lost 6, but I'm still growing subscribers, and that's really what I care about. Actually, I care about connecting with my target audience, which is creating that better content, which is teaching people how to do that. And since I was thinking that's because it's a new channel. Yeah, Neil, that's kind of why. But since we're creating, and I know that I want my content, which is helping others create better content, to work, and it's working, that's good. Now, honestly, I'm kind of happy, and this might be weird, and some of you may be like, what are you talking about? Why would you want that? My oldest, most popular video is how I got verified on YouTube. That's kind of running its course, and it's slowly falling down the ranks. And the reason I'm happy about that is that was a video I made because I'd get emailed constantly about how I got verified. And then I could just send them an easy video. Now, my other content is starting to do well. It's starting to get me subscribers. And in fact, I can see that YouTube is suggesting my content that I'm creating against itself, which is what you want to see. You want to be suggested, if not against anyone else, you want it to be suggested against yourself. And I'll show you how to find that in analytics. Once I make sure, okay, I think we're fine. Let me just keep, yes, okay. Because I want to make sure. We are going to go to YouTube. We're going to go to analytics, reach, and we can see that my impressions are up. My click-through rate is down, but that is actually because I'm doing more live streams. My live streams don't get as many clicks, which is one of the negatives, and I kind of wish they separated live stream click-through rate versus video click-through rate. I understand why they put them together, but honestly, what a successful live stream is versus a successful video are two separate things. But I understand YouTube is why they're doing it. As you guys can see, my impressions, though, way up. My views, conveniently as well, are also high. So if we go and I'm going to transition because I'm not triple checking that none of these are sensitive information that I don't want to be shown. Nothing, no earnings, which is the sensitive information I keep talking about. We can see that for traffic sources, search is my number 1. I knew that. Number 2 is suggested, which is good. And number 3 is external. I actually get a decent amount of views from Google, which is never a bad thing. I usually show up in the carousel. I actually am really happy about that. So this is why I always tell people SEO works. I get told, why are you focusing on SEO? You should focus on suggested. SEO can lead to suggested, which is one of those things that once you know that, so much changes. Regardless, so that's a huge jump in impressions. I also created better thumbnails. That helps too. YouTube also, if you look, is only recommending my content. A quarter of my content views come from recommendations. Most of it comes from dominating search, which this I want to go up as well. I'd like this to be, 50%, but it's all coming down to understanding searchable and compelling, which has really been the biggest jump in my viewership. Judy Ron says, outstanding, Andrew, thank you. But it goes to show that I am practicing what I try to tell people. I do try to practice what I preach. And if we look here, like I said, I get a lot of views from Google. I know my analytics, I know my numbers, I know my stats, which is important. And if you want to ever get a brand deal, if you want to ever get anything, you need to know your numbers. Go to your analytics. If you're going into a brand deal, know your analytics for the year. If you want to do it on a month, maybe you had a really good quarter, which is 90 days, know your data. Because I've seen so many people go into brand deals and they know nothing about their analytics and it doesn't work out. You need to know. You need to be as informed as possible when you go into these dealings, and you need to focus on that. So let's transition. So if we look on search, as I said, how to get verified on YouTube, 9.8%. But if we look here and we click see more, hopefully transition back to my face because I'm pretty sure, actually, no, they don't put that. Thank God they don't put that. So if I transition back, I can see what has gotten me the most views through search, which is if you're ever looking at videos to create, these are things that bring people in. How to install acoustic foam, how to be verified on YouTube, install acoustic foam, Elgato Cam Link, desk setup, Cam Link, acoustic foam, how to get a check on YouTube, how to add closed captions. All of these are what drives me the most views. You can see the watch time, the average view duration, and a lot of it is on audio. And some of it's on other content I've done. Again, I know my SEO pretty well. But my average view percentage is 34%. On my highest performing content, it's really good. But this is important to know too, because we're not so much focusing on views. We're going to click here and hide this metric. We're going to focus on watch minutes and average view percentage. And if we look here, these are the traffic sources that people came to my channel, which again, you can find on here. And you can see, I must have done something right this year then, says Midnight Madness. And that's good. Because again, so many people, they see that last 28 and they're like, oh no, my channel's dying. And then I show them their last year and they're up 200% in like views and subscribers. I'm like, you're not dying. You're focusing on the last 28. Maybe you didn't have as good a month as you did last month, but overall you're doing fantastic. So it's understanding, again, differences. So that's what I would say when it comes to understanding where your subscribers came from. Make sure it hones to what you want to do on your YouTube channel, because if it doesn't, that's when you need to make these changes. Because if you've built a large channel on something you don't care about, you might need to unlist that video or private it, because you're going to keep growing that channel on a thing you're not really passionate about. And I've seen it happen so many times, and that can lead to burnout. And it's not your fault, and it's not really the audience's fault either, because that's what they subscribed for. They came for that promise. And it's okay that it's not the same as it was. So that is what I would say when it comes to that. So now, hold on. So it seems like Reels Gamer was timed out. Sorry about that. I don't know what was happening. I was kind of focusing on the analytical part of the stream. Don't worry, though. I'm sure it was just a mistake. However, things that are not a mistake. Segues. Speaking of segues, we are going to the channel review portion of the live stream. If you would like me to take a look at your YouTube channel, please let me know by letting me know either by super chats, which always take the priority, or you can tell me by just letting me know when I ask for the free ones. So we are going to start with Pete. So we're going to transition over. Excellent segues. Studio Ron, I do my best. So, projects from the workshop. First, I love what I'm seeing. I get an idea immediately of kind of what this channel is about. It's very professional. Here's where I would say we can do more. And I like what I'm seeing. Very clear. The blue on blue is a little hard to read. The black outline does help. One thing, and I don't know if you're doing this, but I'll give you an idea, and I hope you do. If I never seen your channel before, and I don't know, the guard puts up a great point. The workshop. What kind of workshop? I'm assuming because of the blueprint and because I see the hammer and saw that it's, and I see, this, I'm assuming I kind of know what it's from, but that is a good point. What I would say is this is an excellent point where you can say what you really care about. Reels the Gamer says, yeah, channel check, whoop, whoop. Thank you so much for the $14 super chat. I don't know what currency that is, though. Always interesting to see different currencies. So, as we look here, projects from the workshop, that is a good point. He could give a white outline to help the lettering stand out better. Great point, Midnight Madness. What I would say is I would focus on right here, because this is a natural place to put it. I would put what your channel is about, because here's what this channel doesn't tell me. It tells me who, it kind of tells me what, but it doesn't tell me when to expect content from you, why I should subscribe, and then what you're going to be doing for me, the user. You say projects from the workshop, that's good, but as Vigard said, what kind of workshop? What kind of projects? The more you give us, Pete, the better it is. Because the more information we have, the more we can expect, the more we can know. And if I were to take an educated guess, because I see this all the time, it might be in the About section. Hi, I'm Pete. Welcome to my workshop. In this channel, here you can follow along with the various projects I'm working on. Some of these are pretty out of the ordinary, and you might just pick up an idea or two. My background is in electronics, computer programming, and industrial automation, but I've done quite a bit of machining, and I hope to share these experiences with you. So, one thing I would say, when it comes to anything when you are doing a channel, let me see if I need to zoom in. Oh, at 150. I would say always include your channel name organically, so your full name. Hey, I'm Pete, and I'm sorry, Rondo? I think that is French. I might be butchering it completely. But I would put it here so you can have that for search. I would then make sure that some of this information, I can tell it's here, but it's not that clear. Rhymes with dough. Oh, Rondo. Well, that's easy. Honestly, that should be on your banner. Like, acknowledge that. People will probably get it confused. I have to tell people it's can, like soup can, all the time. But it's something cool you could do, and it could be like a little fun thing. I'm not sure. But again, just you have the space already here. Just adding to it and making it a little better is so easy. Because I do like the banner, and I get what you're going for, but it doesn't answer some questions that people would have if they've never seen your channel. Now, here's where this cool idea comes from. You have all of these amazing icons. Each of these colors could be a banner for your video. So if you're doing a video that is more fitting each one of these, then you can have a border banner on your videos, and then you can color coordinate them, keeping them within the same idea. And that just helps you stand out even more. The only one I'd recommend against is red. And the reason why is because it looks like people have already watched the video, and I've tested it. And my videos with a red border have actually had some of the worst views and watch time. And by changing even as simple as just the color, watching that climb made me really go, a red border was doing that? Really? You'd be surprised. So, as I look, the first thing I always tell people is that you should always create your own custom uploads, be it like, I would say Pete Rondo, and I would put recent upload or recent workings or whatever you can to, one, be searchable, but two, make sure that you are focusing on things that people can find and search. I do see that you have the little icon in the corner, but I would extend this to an entire border. And because by doing that, then you're helping it stand out even more. I will say, to Midnight Madness's point, he says the lettering could be a little larger. I do agree. I am zoomed in, but even because I'm zoomed in, it makes it more difficult. Also, when it comes to the image itself, I'd be curious your click-through rate, because if you could zoom in, you said, maybe I'm completely off here, but the more you zoom in, like, I would actually zoom in on this image even more and make this larger, and I would just be curious to see how that does, because it's kind of far away. And this one I think is a little bit better. I like shop organization, and so you have this icon, again, make that banner, and I think it works well. Looking here, you do have playlist descriptions, which is fantastic. One thing I always tell people is, if I were to search shop organization, how long would it take for your playlist to show up, right? Maybe how to keep your workshop organized, or whatever makes the most sense. And then you can say, here are ideas on how to keep your workshop organized, ideas for small parts, and then keep from there, because we want to optimize playlists too, because if we've seen as I've shown on my gaming channel, playlists can be such a massive driver, and watch time, subscribers, views, that it's really, really important. Midnight Madness says that he thinks the shop organization playlist has a good font size, and I agree. It's a lot larger than this. I do like the font itself, but again, check your CTR, check that, and make sure, because, you might have like a 20% CTR, and we're just giving you bad advice. So that's why I always say, check your analytics. As I look here, I want to go a little bit deeper. I want to choose a video. This one seems to have performed really well, and it's probably because that timestamp is leet. For those of you who appreciate that, there you go. As I look here, I want to make sure you're following the best practices, doing all the things in TubeBuddy. The only thing I would say is, since I think you do have a playlist, and if you don't, make a playlist around this because your audience really enjoyed this, I'd pin a comment and direct people to other videos similar to this so that you are controlling what they see next. Because as of now, YouTube is suggesting one video to me, but if you can suggest in multiple places, hey, watch this next, I think you might like this, the more you do that, the better it'll be. So I want to check out your search rankings, and this video is passed. So you are ranking for a good amount of these, and if I take a look just using Keyword Explorer, you know, there's number of videos in search, 250, so there's maybe not that many, but when you are showing, you're showing high, right? So maybe there are other terms that have higher performing, right? So number of searches per month, this is 350, which is actually really good. So for a smaller channel, if I have 127 people, getting a chance to have 350 people show up for a term is really good, because that's, again, sometimes people are like, only 350. I'm like, if 350 people bought one thing from you right now, even for $1, you'd have $350, right? So it's all perspective. But what I'm seeing here, Pete, is that this video connected. And that's what having that pinned comment and working on these things matters, because I want to see more flow. And so for that, since this video did well, I would look, and maybe if you can do a part 2, or if you have a part 2, link in that pinned comment. And again, really focus on reproducing your successes. So overall, Pete, I see a really well thought out channel. I also want to see how many videos you have. So you only have about 7 videos. So what you have here is actually doing really well. So for what you have, I would say, I'm not sure if this is your most successful video. I think actually it's your organization. So it's understanding like what is starting to work for you. And if you ever want to know, you can just come here and do most popular. And it's understanding that these videos are so far doing really well for you. And when you understand that, and you can create more of those, like look at this. Like, I'm not sure if this was a continuation or what, but it's actually, this is a multi-part series. Looking here, part 3. That wasn't that obvious, but it doesn't really matter too much. I would link to that playlist if you have a playlist for it, and I would make it clear. Again, the more you can do, Pete, the better it is. So overall, I think you have a very strong channel. It's just like minor changes. You have probably one of the best starting channels I've seen in a long time. I can tell you've probably done a lot of research. So from what I'm seeing, it looks fantastic. I'd check your click-through rate. Again, I'm getting a little nitpicky because you're doing so much right. Just make sure that you're making it more clear here. Make this more obvious. And again, you can color code those thumbnails just to make them stand out even more on YouTube search. And again, find what's working. Keep doing that. And that's what matters. A lot of people are like, I don't want to do the same thing over and over. A successful TV show, which a lot of people want to have that level of quality, is the same premise done in different ways per episode. So let your content do that. Don't shy from your success. Thrive in it. Let it carry you, because from that you can come up with more ideas. And I think that it can lead to some of the most creative stuff. Vigard says, yeah, I got to agree. Great start, but would work on the thumbnails. And that's some good, honest feedback. So, Pete, I would give you, quite honestly, I'd give you a B+. I think you're doing a lot right. Like, it is a really good start. He's been going about the same thing as me as well. Well, Neil, just do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams, Neil. Really good job there, Pete. And now, Reels the Gamer. So, I want to refresh. Maybe you've done some changes while we were going live. Always possible. So, comedy and music, you name it, I post it. Pete says, Andrew, thanks so much for the ideas. Pete, no, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity to check out your channel. Thank you so much for the opportunity for sharing your time with me. I genuinely do appreciate it. And I hope you take in some of those changes. And because that is a playlist, maybe it was featured there and I just missed it. I'm human. Maybe feature that in those pinned comments. And again, let people know in those comments about that series, because again, you want follow through. And if that series isn't, if that playlist isn't a series playlist, get on that. Get on that. Now, to Reels the Gamer. So, comedy and music, you name it, I post it. So, I get what you're doing. You name it, I post it. That's kind of a reason to subscribe, but it doesn't tell me a few things, right? Like, I don't see who's actually doing these things. Like, I have no idea who you are. I don't see a channel trailer, which can help people better identify what your channel's about. Since you're at 25 or 75 subscribers, I would say focus on telling people to subscribe more so than Twitter and all these other things. Maybe Discord if you're trying to build a community and it kind of hones back to you. Pete says, I'm not sure why the pinned comments was missing. The comment was there, but I guess I forgot to pin it. Trust me, I forget to pin my own comment so many times, and then people are like, oh. So and I look at it, I'm like, dang it, we're all human. So going back, so Reels, I would definitely feature a channel trailer. I would then, since you are telling me you're doing comedy and music, I would make a playlist based around both of those. Another thing is, I can see this as a controller in hindsight, and yes, your name, but what games are you playing? What is the Reels to Gamer about? Because I currently can't easily tell, right? Another thing is, when I look at your titles, you're only targeting Hitman and Live. If I were to search Hitman Live, how long would it take? All right, I'm going to add Duty Ron to the queue, who asks a very specific question. And Duty Ron, please be prepared to be asked that same question again. So basically, I would like to see some playlists. Since you have Hitman, maybe make a playlist about Hitman. You might have one. You have songs, so you do have that. But, you know, make some playlists on the games you're playing. And if you go live, that's something you can tell up here, because I had no idea you went live, right? And then I can see, like, you're doing different music. Like, I don't think it's bad. I just think you need to give us more clarity. And again, the more you tell us, the more you show us, the better your channel will do. Because, for example, these are multiple parts of this live. So maybe you can put Hitman live streams and then you flow through the parts, because you're getting views. You have 75 subscribers. So the people who are finding it are really enjoying it. It's just making it more clear to them. So I would just make a channel trailer. I would add a little more SEO when it comes to doing this. So you did. So one thing I'm seeing here is you're technically breaking YouTube terms of service, because if you're doing a free album download, I'd be very careful in doing content like that, because that could easily get your channel shut down. IG with Steve, I did not, but I will add you to our queue as we go too. But again, Reels to Gamer, what I would say is when you are focusing on content, make it super clear. Make sure you're following all the terms of service that YouTube puts out there for us. Because it's not bad. It's just you have way more videos than you're showcasing on the front of your channel. And just by adding those playlists, by adding those simple changes can really mean a lot. Because, like, when do you go live? I have no idea based on this. What kind of music? I like the you name it, I post it. But you also need to think, how am I going to create content that are going to bring in new people so they can name and I can post? So those are things I'd keep in mind too. And so with that, I see you have what I'd call a very hub-focused content setup. And those goes into the 3 H's, which is help, hub, and hero content. Sometimes help is called hygiene, but whatever. The point being is, you have content that your core audience knows you for, but if I'm not in your core audience, how am I going to find your content? That is where helpful content in search can really help you grow. RPM Nexus, what is up? He says, yo, Can, what's up, dude? Vigard says the whole channel was confusing to me. Music, gaming, comedy, thumbnails are not clear, breaking terms of service, etc. And again, this is other people's opinions. We're just giving you our opinions. Now, you might have in your about page, which I said is a common thing, you might be really descriptive about what you do. Okay, well, even here, I don't have much to go on, right? Like, the more information you give us, Reels to Gamer, the better it always is. So that's what I'd say. With that, I don't think that there's enough here that I can give a grade for, but I would like you to come back. And I think it'd be very easy. Neil says, seems to be a channel just for having a channel, and that's completely fine. But since you asked for a review, that's kind of where I'm at. If I were to give you a grade, I would say come back. I'm going to give you an NA, but I can give you a little more on maybe a video. I want to see, like, what has performed well for you. So let's go ahead and take a look. So Walking at the Disco song seems to perform really well. So actually, view-wise, I'm not sure if you just re-upload this or what. Because if you are, then I think what you're doing is like this is a song from someone else, so you're uploading it. So the thing is, a lot of this is breaking terms of service. And yes, you are ranking for it. It's one of those things, though. It seems like your channel really right now is just to have some fun and things like that. Since these are breaking terms of service in some ways, I would say be very careful, because at any moment YouTube could shut down your channel. So again, be very careful. With that, I'm going to say NA for now. There's just some things to keep in mind, focus on. Really, again, I like what I'm seeing. Like, I like the colors of blue, pink. I think there's a lot you can do there. I like the PS4 controller. I like that you're going live. There's a lot of good. It's just, how can you focus that? Oh, okay. So Real Estate Gamer says the original owner of the song is not available, and I made a path saying once the real owner comes back, I'm taking it off. Okay, my big fear is, though, if YouTube says tomorrow we're taking it down, they're just in doing it. So just be careful. Because I know, I can tell you've worked on this. I can tell you put an effort on your channel, but I would hate to see it go down. So with that, that's what I'd say. And I think just focus on those playlists, focus on making it a little more clear. Maybe look at some of the SEO stuff I've done on TubeBuddy, and I think it could really help you out. So thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much for your continued support. I know you watched the last one. I do really appreciate you. With that, let's go ahead and check out Duty Ron, who, if I scroll up slightly, he asked for something very specific. I'm interested in you checking out the analytics from my live last night and my best performing videos. Please, thank you. So I do want to say that I can't really see the analytics. I can only see the front facing. So I'm assuming this is it. Jeffrey Epstein live. I'm going to go ahead and drop a like for you. If I look here, you asked to see what your most performing are. So I can take a look here. So since this is a live stream, first and foremost, your view to subscriber ratio is actually pretty strong. This is really, actually, it pretty much is that 10%. So looking here, I would have pinned a comment immediately and maybe linked back to some of your other cases that you've done. I see that you haven't pinned a comment. And here's something new from TubeBuddy, which I'm really liking, which is if you have a decent amount of comments, which luckily you do, Duty Ron. Real Estate Gamer, it's not disappointing. I just want to see some new things, and I know you can do it. Don't ever feel bad for growing and learning. We're all still learning. Speaking of still learning, this is what most people, this is the most thing that people have said about this. So this is our word cloud, which scans your comments and shows you what people are saying. So good, missed, live, great, Ron. So it's pretty much what people are thinking. A lot of people are really enjoying this in your community. Again, this is a live stream. The one thing I'd be keeping in mind, though, is, as I said in the past, just making sure, I know this is a live, so I'm not sure if you want to keep this as a replay, so you can easily put these at the bottom end of your description, or I would actually rewrite your description. I think you might be ranking for this. Let's see. So right now you're currently not ranking for this. So that's just something you can easily change is by putting in Jeffrey Epstein autopsy. So like we see Epstein autopsy, like let's see, Jeffrey Epstein. And if we go into autopsy, like, let's see how long it would take us to find Duty Ron, even if we do, right? So I definitely think you come close. You actually, so right now you're competing with like a lot of the name brands with news sources, Duty Ron. So it might be the title. You might have done really well for the hashtag, which is a great example of sometimes you can do very well in a hashtag for the start. But even then, if I look at the hashtag, if someone clicks on this hashtag, notice how, and the reason I tell people against hashtags is if someone clicks another video here, well, then I'm off Duty Ron's page and now I'm watching ABC. So another thing is it might be the title. The guard's 100% right. So YouTube sometimes But the thing is, Vigard, he actually has decent views considering I definitely could see him pass the 10%. Maybe his Facebook following did help though. So it's one of those things where YouTube sometimes for homicidal triangulation, I understand. This is one of the things where advertisers, so YouTube sometimes could suppress. I don't know. I don't have the data. Because this is a live stream, we don't have enough information from YouTube. But Ron, when you do, I know you follow me on Twitter. If you could DM me like your analytics sources for this, if you'd like, of course, I would love to give you a little more information. But because it's so new, I can only see what I'm seeing here. And a lot of this you're not ranking for. So if you want my honest opinion on what I would do, I would say make sure that you are a little more focused on, like, I know you're talking about how the Jeffrey Epstein autopsy is more consistent with, and then instead of telling us the whole thing, maybe you can say what we thought, right? Like, be compelling, because like this is searchable, but the compelling part is a little confusing because you're giving everything away. If you put with what we thought, well, people might be like, well, what did we think? And they click. So a lot of people looking here say, a lot of people are happy to see you. They felt bad they missed your live. So again, it's one of those things where you got to keep that in mind. I would say focusing on finding something that's searchable, right? So maybe Epstein suicide might be a little closer, but again, you're competing with all these news outlets, which are going to own the authority. Epstein death. So let's look at what I said. Let's go with how the Jeffrey Epstein autopsy is more consistent with what, if I can type, what we thought. Now, this is probably going to be super specific, but it can still give us some ideas. It's not terrible. And if I look, dang, the problem you're going to have, and this is with any news organization, I've seen like massive channels struggle with this, is that YouTube is more likely to be focusing on giving you news sources when it comes to things like this. So it's one of those things where it's a news story still developing, and you can actually kind of see YouTube's bias. So it's understanding that anytime you do something like this, it's going to be finding that unique way or finding a way to get suggested against that content, because YouTube wants to make sure that it's not misleading people, because in the US, they could get sued. I understand why. Your best bet would be, how can you get suggested? Which is why coming up with that title, I said, can help you be suggested, because it's a curiosity point. It's a compelling reason to watch. So that'd be where I'd say there, Duty Rod. Oh man, sorry, a little stepped up. Rod? Let's transition back. And let's look at, you asked me to look at your most popular as well. Now, your most popular looking here is Chris Watts True Crime. Again, I'm seeing that hashtag thing happen over and over, which I would, again, focus a little less on the hashtags and more on how people would search for this. Now, you might get lucky in the fact that Chris Watts, people are just happy to search, or maybe you own authority in the Chris Watts hashtag. And as I look here, actually, that's not the case. It seems that I can't see you, Duty Ron. Now, again, I got to keep in mind these are my bias search results, so before I go back, let's actually look, use TubeBuddy for my incognito mode results. Show search rankings. So what more people are actually finding you for are your own name and yourself. So that's good. But it seems that you might have been doing well for Chris Watts for a while, but if I look, I can look here with more accurate information. I would wonder if you're getting a lot of suggested for this, because I could see how this could easily get you suggested. Hello, Susie Valentine Realtor. Hello. How about I change it, what I think about the autopsy results? The first thing I would say for your Duty, Ron, is I wouldn't change this without understanding. I would not change this at all. So I would change your more recent live, because this has already been performing and YouTube already kind of knows where to seed it. So I wouldn't make any changes to this in fear of accidentally ruining what YouTube has set up for you. So I would definitely say you could change this one. Duty Ron says, how about if I change it to what I think about the autopsy results? I think that'd be way better for compelling. I would actually, one thing you might have accidentally stepped into, I would maybe like talk about it from your stance of someone who served, right? I would use that to your advantage because that's something YouTube could know how. I would use retired police officer reviews Jeffrey autopsy report or something like that. Or just Jeffrey Epstein autopsy report reviewed by a retired police officer, or whatever makes the most sense. And I do not wish to offend your ranking for whatever you were. I just want to put that now. Please do not let my ignorance be an offense. That's the best way I could describe it. So with that, a lot of it seems to be on the Chris Watts stuff, which is why I would first and foremost have that playlist featured up here. I would put Duty Ron past live streams, again, creating that playlist so that people who are looking for you can easily find you. Then you have so many different like easy ways you could do this. And then you can, again, it's just making that clarity. Straight talk on true crime, personal safety, and more from a retired New York Police Department detective. So maybe you put NYPD detective. So Jeffrey Epstein autopsy reviewed by a retired NYPD detective. And then that's going to give you an idea, and it gives you, one, it gives you a speaking point of authority, which you already own. And two, and it regards picking up what I'm saying, detective reacts, essentially. And that could be your own way, because what I'm assuming is happening is you're probably getting a bit of suggestion from these things because they're so dominated from news sources. And again, makes sense. 100% makes sense. I'm YouTube. I see this content. I'm going to put a gamble on making sure that content does well. It makes sense. But Duty Ron, like, again, you have so much here. Just make sure you do those playlists. Make sure you do those things. And I know you're working on it. I see you working, and I see you doing your research, and you're spending time here. Again, Duty Ron, you are a hero. Thank you for what you have done for us. Appreciate you every time. So, IG with Steve, you are up next. And I'm going to close out some of these tabs and transition. I need a stream deck. That way I can make a video on it and also have it. And I can just click a little button. IG with Steve, weekly Instagram videos. I will say, you tell me who you are and what you do, but I like the weekly Instagram videos. What I would say, IG with Steve, weekly Instagram videos. Subscribe to up your Instagram game, or subscribe to get better on Instagram. Or it's so easy because you're focusing on that IG. And it makes sense. And I love the color. It makes sense because this is the Instagram app color. Smart. Click here to subscribe. I would maybe be, for those mobile viewers, maybe put like a little arrow that's like, hey, check this out. Very easy to do. I would also say when I can, well, you put weekly, never mind. So actually you pretty much are doing everything. The one thing I might consider is maybe putting Steve yourself in the banner. It's actually kind of funny to me that you're not in your banner, and that could be an easy, like, simple you taking a selfie, because, or whatever would invoke Instagram the most to you, because you're going to know that more than I will, Steve. And before he's like, it's IG with Steve for you, Andrew. I'm like, whoa, didn't mean to offend. I'm joking. I don't think he'll do that. I say, hopefully. So, you were telling me, what would you like me to look at more specifically? Because right now I'm just kind of taking a general overview. I like the Instagram Growth 101, how to grow on Instagram. I would say, this is what I'd recommend. How to grow organically on Instagram. And then I would change this to how to grow organically on Instagram. Instagram 101 just for search, because I think you have something here that is really effective. I think your thumbnails look good. Of course, what your CTR says more than what I think. Susie Valentine says, yes, pick would be nice. Midnight Menace says, looks like, judging from the first playlist, is about Instagram growth. So popular uploads, I would actually change this to something that's a little more focused on what your content's about. I always say that. So IG with Steve, popular uploads, IG with Steve, recent uploads. I think Instagram Growth 101 makes sense. I would then put your recent uploads, because the thing is, when this hits a year mark, it's going to look like you're inactive, which isn't the case, and sometimes that can take people off. I do like the basics, but basics of what? I am assuming Instagram basics, but be as specific as possible because you want this to show up in search. You want people to be able to find it. Vigard does make a good point. Some text might be hard to read, which is fair. Instagram monetization is a lot clearer. Instagram problems and solutions. Do's and don'ts of Instagram. Makes sense. I like a lot of these playlists. Just make sure that you're consistent in your playlist strategy. But again, looking really solid. I want to check your about. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Instead of my YouTube channel, I would actually say welcome to IG with Steve. Here you will find everything you need to know about growing and monetizing your Instagram account. Makes sense. Whether you're a personal account or a business or theme page, I think you will benefit from my videos. So come back every week for new videos. So here's something I always tell people. If the only value you are giving is to support you, it's not a good look. And so I know this probably wasn't on purpose, so I'm not saying like you're like, no, I'm all the value is me. No, I'm not saying that at all, Steve. But what I would say is when people make it about the user, right? Like I want to help you right now, Steve. I want to make sure that people can see by using you as an example how they can better their own channels. And I think you're doing a lot great here, Instagram with Steve. But the more specific you are to a user, right? So like when you put whether you're a personal account, business, or theme page, I like that. I think you will benefit from my videos. Okay, well, I'm already here. I think I will help you, instead of be more assertive. I will help you by teaching you the tips, strategies you need for success on Instagram. So immediately, you've taken it from helping me by watching the videos to, if you don't do this, you're passing up on this amazing free resource to get better on Instagram, right? So it's like just subtle things, right? And it's how you market yourself, right? Because when all the value's for you, it's something that you got to consider too. So I'm not saying you're doing that, but it's just a mind shift thing. So another thing I would say is because your channel is about Instagram, and I usually wouldn't give this advice to people, but because it's kind of what you're about, I would say it makes sense for you to link your own Instagram. Just one of those things. But if you do want to focus on just growing the YouTube, I understand that. But I mean, it is kind of like IG with Steve. It's one of those things. So I would be very careful of these red borders, as I kind of mentioned earlier. Anytime, this is kind of the similar color to what YouTube does when someone's already watched a video. So sometimes it can make it seem like, hey, I've already watched this. In reality, they haven't. So just be careful on that. And yeah, those minor changes, I do think you're doing stuff right. I think that you have a good amount of things that you're focusing on well. It's just making sure there's that consistency, making sure you give more value to the user than just yourself. Because like obviously the value for you is when they watch and they support, but you also want them to feel like, hey, you know, enjoy this stuff. So I think it's pretty good. I'm really enjoying it. Hello, Paul Peck. Great to see you. He says, hi. Hello, Paul. I'm actually really excited. I'm editing the video where I'm wearing your shirt. So be on the lookout, Paul. In the meantime, IG with Steve, if I had to give this a grade, I really like it. I think it's very thought out. I think it's smart. I would say this is an easy B for me. Just those minor like consistency changes. So yeah, but only 3 IG posts, says Vigard. And again, maybe sometimes I tell people this, right? Like technically he might be building big major brands that we don't know about, right? So if you don't have necessarily, like on my personal channel, I'll get this all the time. It's like, how are you teaching people how to grow on YouTube? You only have 3,000 subscribers. And then I'm like, well, actually I work with a lot of brands. I've worked with major channels. And even though I'm a smaller channel, the successes I have are massive, right? So just something to kind of think about and keep in mind there, IG with Steve. But let me know in the chat what you guys would give IG with Steve for a grade. IG with Steve says that's not my main Instagram account. And again, goes into, you can link whatever you feel would make sense. And I'm pretty sure you explain this in the video, but obviously just from an outside perspective of someone who's never seen the channel and just looking, makes sense. Susie says, B thumbs up. The guard says B. So it's pretty consistent on the grade here. So again, a B is a passing grade. It's above passing, and it's easy for you to bring that up. And I hope you do. And I hope you do take these changes in consideration. Steve says, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Thank you for your time, genuinely. And thank all of you for watching live. If you would like a channel review, please let me know. We are here for it. I've been enjoying just kind of talking about some of the things we've learned. Again, know where your subscribers are coming from. Understand that, so make sure your content is working. If your content isn't converting as many subscribers as you want, check where the viewers are dropping off. If they're not dropping off and they're watching a lot of it, but you're not getting a lot of subscribers, excuse me, I would say you need to make better calls to action. You need to have better reasons to subscribe, because when you say those things, subscribe for X, it should be powerful. If I were to do a call to action, subscribe to this channel to learn how to create better content to grow your audience you've always dreamed of. I help you overcome hurdles that are stopping you from creating better content, because I believe, and I want you to believe, that if you can do this, that if I can, you can do this. And I want you to pass that on to your audience, that if you can do this, your audience can do this too. And that's what I really believe. I believe with every fiber of my being that we live in a digital gold rush of online content, and it is amazing to see. So with that, I'm not seeing anyone asking for channel reviews, but there is always that thing to think about, right? There's always that stuff we can be discussing, always so many things that we all can change, right? Now, one thing I think will be interesting, because we talked about this while I wait for people to let me know if they want or not, they want a channel review or not. I want to look at just kind of looking at my gaming channel analytics, which are different than my other channel, right? Now, they're probably in the red, which I kind of figured, but right now, it gives me an idea of just differences in like subscribers, right? Because every channel is different and every channel has different ways. Like, I know on my gaming channel, which I've kind of unfortunately, Neil says, can I get a review? Of course, Neil. If I look at this, I'll just quickly bring up this point, and then we'll look at Neil, the Urban Explorer. Dun dun. I don't know I did the Law and Order transition, but I've been watching a lot of Law and Order. Actually, I do know why I did it. So if we look here, if you're a gaming channel, this is really important too. Same principle, right? Like my Far Cry series, by far, no pun intended, but my Far Cry series is really what drives a lot of my subscribers. Now, yes, this number isn't much, but a Let's Play channel, as I look more at it, is really a hub-based kind of content. But if you look at my watch minutes, I'm pretty proud of that. That's some decent watch minutes. But it's just understanding the different content types. Really what does well is Far Cry and Portal. I know if I'd ever want to like bring this back, I could. It's just understanding those metrics, right? Like Far Cry 3 is doing really well. If you look here, it's driving subscribers. It's what people care about. I just have not had the time to focus on it, because my main focus, I did the gaming channel originally just so I can keep my content fresh. And now that I have, and now that I'm to a point in my life where I'm proud of the content I'm producing, I'm doing everything I want, I haven't had as much time to focus on it because it isn't what I need it at first. Glitch Bear says, me, lol. So, Neil is asking for channel reviews. So, with that, let's transition. So, Neil, aka the Urban Explorer, says, van life repairs conversion. I know the channel. I know what they're doing. I see subscribe below for weekly van life content. Again, kind of goes into the value is very clear to you. So it's always, how do you find it? Subscribe below for weekly van life content is it's good for now, but I definitely think you can make it a little better to your audience and give a bigger reason. I know that this is one of your best performing videos, and actually, Neil, this is getting really suggested a lot. I see it all the time on my channel. However, I've already watched it, so it's like, YouTube, what the heck? But I know it's being suggested to me, so that's good on that one. I would, again, make your own custom uploads playlist just to do that. Your views to your subscriber ratio is actually pretty good. DIY van modifications looks really good. Maintenance for self-built campers looks good. I like all the new playlists. I like how it's clear. I like how you're really focusing on it. I like fandom videos, so this is where your hub-based content can really do well. Paul Peck does bring the good point. Is it getting cut off on mobile? Which I know you both were there. Subscribe below for weekly van life content. The banner's wrong? Well, Urban Explorer says the banner's wrong. I don't know. No. I can't tell if you're mad that the banner's wrong or what's happening, but this is what I'm seeing. I do like the outline of, I do think one thing you do it really well, Neil, is you really focus on like your banner looks good. I think you have clear content. I think this one is actually super clickable. I really like your content. I think, and I've told you this, I'll come in every now and then. Hello, self-publishing with Dale, aka Dale Roberts. If Dale can do self-publishing, you can too. Hello. Welcome, Sweeney Dunstan as well. What's up, peeps? But yeah, Neil, again, your channel is doing really well from what I've seen, and even in the content, I can tell how much fun you're having, and that to me, as someone who's watched you, that means the most. Of course, because of your channel, I would say you kind of know what's doing really well, right? I know you're working on your titling practices and you're going more on the compelling thing. I'm curious on how that's going to work for you long term. Paul says the banner looks great on mobile, and I believe Paul on that. So I'll try refreshing again. You said you changed it, but I'm not seeing much. All right. But overall, Neil, you have a really solid channel. Again, you've really taken into a lot of the feedback you've gotten. I know you get it from not only me. Always testing thumbs on to the tube, buddy. Well, you were lucky and won our VidCon. Yeah, you weren't lucky. You made your own luck. However, here's a joke I haven't done for a while. All right, Neil. F-, not featured in your awesome channels. I guess I don't count. So, yeah, with that, F-. Actually, I'll give you an F-. And, yeah, we'll move on forward from here. So, if you agree with my F-, let Neil know. I'm joking. More realistically, Neil's an A+, but guess I'm not an awesome channel. Whatever. I'm just joking. More serious. Regards like F-, as well, not featured. IG was Steve is like, lol. See, if I give the F-, Midnight this is like F-. But the thing is, I started doing that joke and people are like, wow, he really hates this channel. Self-publishing with Dale, thank you so much for the $20 super chat, who asked, could you critique my other channel, live streaming tech? Well, I'm featured. That is now an A+++. Transitioning. That wasn't an F ever at all. That's the most janky, weird, thick-lined A I've ever given. There we go. Whee. And to answer your question, Dale, yes, I can. So, transitioning. Let's go ahead and search. Actually, let's do search in real time. Let's have this. So, live streaming tech. You actually show up number 2, which right now the live now is going to probably show high. It also, because I do watch your channel, is probably giving me biased search results. Live streaming tech, learn how to live stream online, new videos every Monday. So, right off the bat, I find this pretty funny, but I know both of you. So, live streaming tech, learn how to live stream online. The reason to watch is here. New videos every Monday. It's a little dark, might be being blent in there, but it is good to know. The thing is this a live every Monday or is it an actual video? Because it is live streaming tech, so I guess that could be a little confusing. A little bit more clarity is always good. So with that, live streaming tech, learn how to live stream online. Subscribe to improve your subscribe to get, again, the subscribe request could be so simple. It's literally subscribe to up your live streaming game, subscribe to make your live streams better week after week. It's, again, easy for you to fix. So, looking down here, the first thing I would say is change the uploads to live streaming tech uploads, because right now when I search you, you're competing with live streams of tech, and anything you can do that will benefit you in that way is always good. Welcome, Lindsay. Great to see you. So anytime you do something like that, it's super simple there, and it helps so much. As I look here, business page, how to create a Facebook business page, cover video. I guess the business page thing is kind of confusing, how it matches with live streaming tech. I'm assuming you're covering eventually how to live on a Facebook video page, but it is a little confusing. Sweeney Dunstan says TubeBuddy Master Race. I don't know about that. Ooh, but I can tell you guys, I am so excited for some TubeBuddy changes coming. It's going to make things so much easier for so many of you out there. But I can't. So, Twitch streaming tips for beginners. It's a good follow-up. Makes sense. So you're talking about that Twitch. Live streaming on Facebook. Okay, is Facebook Live worth it? Love that. Searchable and compelling. Amazing. Live streaming tech videos for beginners. I might actually put that higher, because that might make a little more sense. Don't mind these arrows. The one thing and this is something I've been experiencing, especially with red, is it can look like people have watched the video. Obviously, they'll see the rest of the bar is gray, but I'd still be careful on that. Streamlabs OBS for beginners. I think that makes sense. How to make money as a live streamer. I'd put that higher too. Again, it's just order of importance, which I would see how your playlists are performing in your analytics, because that really, really matters, especially since you have playlists. And again, since I can show you the power of playlists on this channel, let's go ahead over to my analytics on this channel and give you a better idea of why I say check out that and make sure you're doing those things, especially when it comes to playlists, because playlists are so powerful, especially when it comes to reach. So, to get there, because I don't think I'm showing sensitive information anymore, I'll show on 2019. So again, this is for my other channel, but the point stands, where if you look here, you go to Analytics Reach. Playlists for me are my number one driving source, because I have optimized these playlists so well to the point that I know they drive views. So check which playlists do the best for your channel, right? Like, you can see all of this data in playlists, and you can click see more right here. And then I'm going to transition, because Lord knows YouTube can sometimes make it very uncomfortable. Thank God I transitioned, because I love you, YouTube, but if you're going to... It's such... I'm in a love-hate with YouTube sometimes, where it's like, come on, just do what just make it easy. So, as we transition, I can tell you, because I can see, this playlist has brought in this playlist by itself has 15,000 views. These are for the playlist overall, mind you. And then you can add even more, right? Like, you can go and break this down. So if I want to look at overview, okay, so beta hasn't added it yet, but I know in Classic they did, but okay. Point being that on Classic, you can see how many subs have been brought in because of a certain playlist. And so my point being there, Dale, is that you can then focus on which playlists are driving you the most amount of subscribers, are driving you the most amount of views. So, Pete, no worries. Thank you so much for watching. But Pete says he got called to lunch and is watching this on 1.5 trying to catch up. But here's the thing. You can then see what are driving you those viewers, driving you those subscribers, and then that's how you can optimize your playlist. Now, some people will tell you, and I will admit this is half true, but it's not the full picture, where they'll say that, well, only about 20% of viewers ever click on the channel page. Only 10% of your subscribers watch your videos. If we're going to focus on metrics that don't matter, I mean, like, let's get real here. 20% is higher than 10. YouTube has said 20% of people will check out a channel page. That's higher than 10% of your subscribers that are going to watch your videos. So that's why I say make sure your homepage is optimized. Sweeney Dunstan says, so many familiar faces. So as we look here, how to make a profile picture. Again, optimization looks good. I would just really hone in. I want to check out a video. And since this video is a week old. Actually, let's go a little further back, right? Let's go for how to make an avatar for Twitch. If we look here, you are ranking for how to make an avatar for Twitch. All these others you're not really ranking for. Let's see. This is a great example of where I think you focused really hard on the search, but I don't see a compelling reason. How to make an avatar for Twitch easily, quickly, for free. All of those are compelling reasons that are not, it helps the search, but also give more easy. Urban Explorer says Can Kids. I go with Can Do Crew. That is what I call my audience because someone made a joke that we are the Can Do Crew, and I thought that was hilarious. So, hashtag Can Do Crew. Jeff Lee, welcome. I'm going to shoot that one down right now, Neil, because one reason, demonetize. Also, even by mentioning it like that can get a channel shut down. Yay. But here's the thing, like, he's not wrong. So you said sometimes Walt listens. So basically, Dale says, I keep hassling Walt about it. I'm the video guy. He's a metadata guy. So what I would tell you is, like, this YouTube is said, and even if you were at VidSummit, Mr. Beast, apparently I didn't get a chance to watch it live, but I did watch the replay. It was talking about compelling, right? YouTube says that you need to be both searchable and compelling. That was told to me by the head of search in YouTube because she said most people focus on that search, but the problem is they forget to be compelling. They forget a reason for people to click. And when you focus on both, because you're searchable for sure, like, that's not the problem. Hello, Kelly Publish. Thank you so much yet again for the Kelly Publish is, of course, an amazing person who you should definitely check out. She does an amazing live, but you should also let her know thank you because I do appreciate all the support you and Dale show. But as we transition back, I think this is a great example. Like, how to make an avatar for Twitch. Easy, right? Like, let's just add that. Slightly different, but it's the same principle. And who knows? Maybe you show up, maybe you don't, but Duty Ron, thank you so much for the second $10 super chat. Thank you again, Andrew. I changed the title. I will DM you on Twitter. I do appreciate you. And I will look forward to those analytics. I want to help you kind of break it down even more. So actually, Dale, your ranking. Want to talk about, tell Walt, Mr. SEO metadata man, come on, know where you're ranking. You're already showing up easy. I'm not sure if that was on purpose. Another thing I would say is, do you want to know how to make an avatar for Twitch? Perfect. You could easily just add an easy, right? And then you're coming in and you're targeting something. You're still targeting, which is how to make an avatar. And then, again, it's just multiple ways to show up. And then when you focus on that, and I know you have a playlist on it, where's your playlist that you're linking to other videos? Like, this is part of a playlist. Where's the playlist? Where are all these things to help it? Dale's like, he is but a student. I will be sharing this review when he's off work. I'm just giving Dale a little tough love because I know Dale can take it. Hopefully your brother's like, wow, what a dick. Your brother's just like, he hates me. I ruined that relationship forever. But hopefully he understands. I will say, though, to your brother's credit, and this is actually pretty amazing, 8 of the 20 suggested videos are from the creator, meaning that actually a lot of your videos are showing up in suggested, meaning for that, you are dominating it in that. So The Urban Explorer, mark this day. I don't know if Richard is a curse word. So we'll see. Maybe to some people. But I do like the merch. I think it makes sense. Go ahead and drop a like. Go ahead and check out more. I'm going to let this play in the background. Get you those watch time. But again, the uploads could be better optimized. The thing is, when all of your other playlists are so well optimized, it makes it to the point where when one thing is off, it's so clear. So like that's just an easy one. So if we look on the about, I like this. Learn more about live streaming video like a pro without all the guys. This is a subscribe to learn how to live stream like a pro without all the hassle. It's in your about. Just put it on the banner. It's so good. I do like this. One thing I would say here I don't forget, again, Mr. SEO metadata man, don't forget to include, because this is basically your about is the description for your channel, which helps show up in search. So I would say here at Live Streaming Tech, we want you to learn more about live streaming video like a pro without all the hassle. Includes the channel name organically and naturally, and is super easy. Self-publishing with Dale's like, thank you, that's a Dale problem with the channel art. I think, again, it's just so easy to forget those little things. But you're doing so much right. It's just I have to get nitpicky because a lot is done right. But when I find it, that's what I'd say. So if I then look at your channel tags, because that's what I also care about too. Also, you're almost on your year anniversary on the channel. Early congratulations. A round of applause for that. And I think I have to go click over here for Channelytics. Yes. All right, so you're doing really well. Please tell me. Hey, Dale, a little bit of an oversight here. Maybe your channel name should be a channel tag, just to throw it out there. Just a suggestion. So that's what I would put as a channel tag that will always be relevant. I would then say all of these playlists can easily be channel tags. So that's something I'd say as well. But overall, Dale, I mean, it's obvious, like, you both are doing very well. You're coming up on your year, like, celebration here on YouTube. Like, you're clearly doing good. I would just say those little things. So, because I know you so well, and I know you know better, I'm going to give you... Yassine says, I've watched Dale's videos, lol. Claudio says, what's up? Not much. 30-day reviews. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. He says, good day, sir. Hope all is well. Please do your thing on my channel. Of course, will do. So, Dale, I'm going to give you the ultimate F-. Come on. Where am I in here? Featured channels? I thought we were friends. F-. Doesn't feature their own channel name in their tags? Come on, SEO data. I'm looking at you, Walt. Nah, I'm joking. More serious. I would honestly say B+, because some of those are just so little. They're so, like, easy to fix. So for that, it's an easy change. Like, genuinely speaking, you're doing so much right. Like, you have a clear, like, understanding of what you're doing. I know you know this, Dale. But again, it's like what you... I watch your streams and I watch your videos, and it's like the fundamentals are the things we almost always forget, and this kind of goes for everyone. And I tell people this, it's like when you are doing the fundamentals, you need to make sure that you keep up on them, because I'm guilty of it too. Like, I don't do it on all of my live streams, and anytime I see them, I'm like, I know I gotta do it. But sometimes it's like live streams especially. I wish YouTube made it easier to optimize them. You want to talk about something that's not easy to optimize? Live streams. I know they're working on it on the new beta, and I've been giving my feedback, and I do a lot. Hello, you do it. So, with that, let's go ahead and transition. Men's Grooming Lifestyle Friday uploads 30-day reviews beyond unboxing. Still jealous of his facial hair. I mean, just look at it. It's perfection. One day. One day. Anyway. Really like this popular men's grooming product reviews. I would say, again, keeping content fresh and making sure you're doing that here, because when we see the 1 year, 2 years, it does look like you may be inactive. I know you're not, though. I do like that this one has a little more activity with 3 months, 5 months, just kind of keeping that in mind. I really am liking what you've been doing. You're keeping that consistency. I do like this, reviews by company. I would then, for search, well, actually, no, this doesn't get shown on. I would maybe say for brand awareness, because then you can say, hey, do you want to be featured here? If you ever want a sponsorship deal or anything like that, you can just put it there. That's something you could think about, but you're doing really well. So cleansing soap reviews, really good. I guess I can get, like, I know you're doing a lot well. Let's get nitpicky. That's or as I call it, nitpicky. So, all right, we're getting nitpicky here. And so if I go to the about, killing it on this, always doing great. If I look here on the community, okay, you're starting to use that more. Videos, I want to take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one, because you did really well view-wise on this. Go ahead and leave a like, let it auto-play, get some of that. Oh, actually, let's not get auto-claimed. It's another reason I don't. So let's search here. So you're ranking number 1 for Naked Armor Shave Brush Review, which is probably, if I were to take an educated guess, you're ranking number 3, boom, boom. You're actually, I might include review just for the SEO consistency there. Actually, 30-day reviews with the new YouTube claimant tool. Some people, like, I don't want to ever show up in anyone else's, like, video, like, YouTube notices this video contains a copy of this video, so that's pretty much why. But I will let this autoplay in the background. Speaking of autoplay in the background, there you guys are. And this one is still going, but being my good YouTube self. Another thing I would say is comment pin seems to be missing. If we look at the word cloud just to see, gives you an idea of like the overall idea, video, brush, not bad. And if you guys don't know, this is Buddy, the Tube Buddy. He's our little avatar here. Buddy the Tube Buddy. Yeah, that doesn't get confusing at all. So, Naked Armor Shave Brush Review, you're doing really well for. I'm curious then, Naked Armor Shave Brush would be like, I'm surprised you're not ranking for that. Maybe you are. In fact, you are ranking number 1, but that's not a tag you have. So you might also be getting a decent amount from there. So again, just making sure on your SEO side that you're keeping that kind of consistency. I see, is it synthetic or natural knot? Not bad. I mean, for the audience you're going for, they will know what that is. So I would say for that, it's compelling to them. Obviously, I don't know enough about shave brushes to be like, of course, that makes perfect sense. But it's something to think about. So Naked Armor Shave Brush you're ranking for. You're ranking for review. Naked Armor Brush, maybe. Like, let's just go there, right? Maybe you're ranking, maybe you're not. I'm assuming yes. You're ranking number 1. So again, you actually have some decent authority for you in like what you're doing here. So with that, I would just, again, when you're reviewing the product and you are ranking in an authority like you are, I would then also, I would make sure you're doing all that. And then of course, I would then link to a playlist where you're like, maybe there's another brush or another product for you, or hey, did you get the brush? This product I feel works really well with it, and then you link, and then you're helping people find you organically. Of course, this is getting suggested to me. You can watch YouTube, it works. I am subscribed to myself on my gaming channel. Don't at me. But as you can see, though, you can see where YouTube is actively trying to serve up my content to myself. So thank you, YouTube. I appreciate you doing your job. That being said, 30-day reviews, I mean, you're doing really well. Yep, at the end, but you're not pinning the comment. How many percentage of your audience makes it to the end? Do you even know? Again, I tell people, link it as many times as you can. If you check your YouTube analytics, I know for a fact on my own videos, only about 36% of my audience makes it to the end screen. That's good, but that means, what about the other 64% I'm missing? I don't want to miss them, so I do my best to focus on them too. So yeah, that's what I would say to that. All right. Other than that, I see a lot of really just good things there, 30-day reviews. I'd say your main thing right now, especially for you, is focusing on just making that last little bit, the SEO side and the things like that, just a little bit more clear. Because that's where I'd say I've always seen the kind of struggle, because sometimes you forget you can rank for these things. 30-day review says, yeah, I'm not good with linking. I'll start trying to make sure I'm doing that. Again, make it easy for your viewer. Think about Netflix, think about Hulu, think about Disney Plus. How easy do they make it for you to watch the next piece of content? Is your content on YouTube doing that? And if the answer is no, make it easier. Because here's the thing, if they like your review of the brush, they're probably going to trust you. So by saying, hey, I think this goes well with this brush, or if you like this brush, maybe you'll like this. And again, it's just natural, it's organic, and you're helping them even more. They're giving more reasons to check you out. And that's always a good thing. So, next channel review is Sweeney Dunstan. So, how to build a pillager XP farm in Minecraft Java Edition. First things first. Minecraft gameplay and tutorials, weekly upload. So I know what to expect. I know when. I don't really have a reason to subscribe, and I'm actually not too sure who Sweeney Dunstan is. Maybe this is your character, and in that case, makes sense, but there's something to consider. Well, you're right. No grade. 30-day reviews. Well, it's an easy grade. You are right. I stand corrected. It is a 0. Come on. Where is our friendship? Nah, joking. Realistically, I'm going to give you, because you're doing right on your channel, you are a B+. Just the SEO is always where I'm going to give you a hard time on, but I do appreciate it. So I know what you're thinking. I can't read that's a B. It's a B+. The plus, I could argue I did better. So there's your B, there's your plus. Back to Sweeney Dunstan. I like uploads. I would say Sweeney Dunstan recent Minecraft upload, since that's consistent on your channel. "30-day reviews" is like, because you do have the mustache, I can do this. Am I your white whale? Are you the Ahab? Is the A+ from me the white whale? Uploads, going back to this, I would go to Minecraft recent uploads, maybe saying Sweeney Dunstan recent Minecraft uploads. Minecraft smelter ideas. I would, again, all of these can be searchable. So Minecraft is very competitive, but these are all ways you could, how to play Minecraft. This is a great example of what I tell people, searchable and compelling. Is this for beginners? Is this for advanced? How to play Minecraft. Here's another idea, how to get back into Minecraft. Sweeney Dunstan, I have played Minecraft maybe for 10 hours. So no, not dedicated. I've played enough to know the basics, but I'm not super into it. I cannot say. It was a little, I saw it, I liked it, but I was also in a place where at that time in my life, I was in college, so that was more important. When Minecraft was getting on the scene. But needless to say, like, all these ideas do work. Like, I can tell you have an audience. I can tell they really enjoy your content. Just making it clear, I want to check out your About page. Greetings and welcome. Instead of on this channel, I would say, I'm Sweeney Dunstan. You will find family-friendly Minecraft, because you want to essentially give yourself as many opportunities when people type in your name to show up. So instead of on this channel, an easy like segue is that channel name, because that lets people know who you are and also has a chance of showing up in Google. We always want to show up as in many places as possible. I would also link maybe to your subscribe button here. I also really do like the banner. It's just the clarity. And again, I don't have to play Minecraft to know these things work on gaming channels. They work on all channels. So if I look at your channel list, if I look at your channel tags, I would make like Minecraft smelter ideas should be a channel tag. Minecraft tutorials, it's there as tutorial. I would also add tutorials. I would add how to play Minecraft. If it's not, it is. So you do have some of them. It's just making sure that all of them are consistent. Again, you have a really like thought out design. The one thing I would say, and I tell people and I caution people this, and I be careful, is how to craft and use blast furnace. I might actually make this a little different. Like, I can tell like these blocks are different, but they're so similar. Like, if you can find a way to make them stand out even maybe a little bit more. And again, I'm getting nitpicky because you're doing so much well. So it's one of those things where it's like you're doing a lot right. So with that, it's hard for me to like give like a lot of advice here, except just like the small nitpicky things. So I would say I noticed you're not featuring anyone. I'm not sure if that's like on purpose. I know you have friends, probably, I'm assuming, because you had a friend recommend me give you this review. So I'd feature your friends, you know. Susie says that she likes the banner. Very fair. One thing I'd just say is always be careful and just be cautious of people that don't know your channel, right? With that, though, I'm going to give you an easy, solid B. Just the things I would change are like making sure that you have more channel tags. I haven't really checked out your videos too much, but I would check out in your videos like what has really resonated with people and how can you recreate that. So with that, like your one that did really well was your Super Smelter. Like this series here, the How to Play on Java, seems to really be doing well for you. Like I'm seeing that consistently. So I believe this is, I don't remember the name of it. If I right click, Page Marker is what it's called there, Lindsay Hazel. So yeah, with that, I think you're doing pretty solid. 30-day reviews brings up a good point. I think I'd have it Minecraft related. Niminati. Of course, happy to help. Wow, we've been live for quite a bit. So, it is unfortunately time to say goodbye, but if you enjoyed this video and enjoyed this stream, please consider subscribing. I help you create better content and get better on YouTube. That is my goal. If you enjoyed this video, please maybe share it out. If you enjoyed the stream, I do greatly appreciate you. Thank you all so much for the super chats. I'm Andrew Can, and I believe that if I can, you can too. Thank you.